Today on Tricro Studios, we do a high gain amp shootout between the PRS MT15 Mark Tremonti signature Lunchbox head and the orange OR15. Now, I would like to reiterate here that this is a high gain amp shootout, so you're not going to hear any cleans, any breakup tones, or any light rock or anything. This is just high gain geared towards metal. I would also like to note both amps are boosted with an Ibanez TS9. But I do have two sound samples for you today, the first of which is in drop C, and that's in a more balanced, I guess you would say, EQ type setting, with the second of which is in drop B, and that's a more somewhat scooped type setting. Alright, so there you go. There are the two sound samples for the high gain amp shootout between the Paul Reed Smith MT15, the Mark Tremonti 15-watt Lunchbox head, and the orange OR15, I guess made famous by that Rob Chapman guy like, what, 15 years ago? To be fair though, the squeals and the cuts with the squeals were pretty neat. So to this point in the video, I like to kind of go over what I've gained from doing a shootout like this. And one thing that I found a little surprising here, and it's not gonna, I don't want to make it seem like I'm discounting the OR15 or anything, but this is, I think, the first video where I've come to appreciate the MT15 a little more than what I have in the past. It definitely has its drawbacks and its limitations at 15 watts. So does the OR15, but the OR15 with a Strat, perfect. And no, before anyone asks, I get it. You can change things out to make it a 50-watt amp, and like I don't know how to do that. I don't want to do that. It's not even my amp. This is Kevin's from this channel here. I don't think he even wants it back at any point. But I do have to say, it's with the OR15 not really being geared towards high gain and the MT15 being just that, this video, like, I got a little bit more appreciation for the MT15. However, with that being said, when it came to the scooped setting, the OR15 really started to step its game up. But I just find that when it's a more balanced EQ, the OR15, that is definitely geared towards like rock and just, you know, it's having some British gain rather than going into that high gain territory. But again, I will argue the OR15 and a Strat with some, like, you know, like breakup tones or just like lighter rock tones, just fantastic. But what you probably heard was the MT15 definitely had a little more growl to it. There's definitely a lot more gain to it as well. The OR15 also, even though they're both 15 watts, the OR15 is not as loud as the MT15. The MT15, I find when you put it at about halfway, it doesn't really do a lot more. When you bring it past halfway, the OR15, it has to be like maxed out volume wise to even get close to the MT15. Also, the MT15 boosted with an Ibanez TS9 with its gain sitting at about 11 o'clock, which is a really good spot for high gain. Don't bring your gain up too high. That's a good start, and everything was, you know, pretty solid, pretty consistent. However, the OR15, the gain, that had to be at about 3 o'clock or so. And then just the more that you brought it up further than 3 o'clock, the more it just kind of came across as fizzy rather than adding any more gain to it, which is, you know what, how adding more gain, usually past that like 11 to 2 o'clock, it's just going to garble things and make things just a little fizzy and noisy rather than grunting with energy. I'm not going to say anything really weird. I'm pretty sure I already have, but I'm not going to say that either of these is like a fire-breathing something or other. That's just weird. But did you ever see that Marcus King thing where he's like, this is my guitar, oh, she's a wildfire. That good music, but he's a weird dude. Either way, both of these amps sit around the same price range. They definitely are aimed towards that practice or bedroom type player. And to be honest, I'm probably going to get the comment of, oh, throw an MXR 10 band EQ in the loop there, she's gonna be a fire-breathing dragon. Or, what do they call it there again? Brutals? Don't put Z's on the end of things. Sounds like you're saying brutals. Okay, I'm done being an idiot for the day. Thanks for watching.